It's December 2, 2010, and the International Federation of Association Football, or FIFA, gathered in Switzerland to announce which country would host the 2018 and 2022 World Cup, and they had assembled a powerful audience. Here's former US President Bill Clinton, who was there to back the US bid, and here's Prince William working on behalf of England's bid. But even with all this political power in one room, the fate of their countries lay in the hands of these guys. The 22 FIFA officials with the power to pick the host. They were considered gods by the bidding nations. They were the masters of their destiny. But many of these men have been accused of abusing their power. And this was the moment they took it a step too far.
2018 FIFA World Cup, ladies and gentlemen, will be organized in Russia. The 2022 FIFA World Cup is Qatar.
The decision is still one of the worst decisions made by a sporting organization. It was a catastrophe for fate, for they've had their whole legacy is called into question. The announcement set off a cascade of events that rocked the world of football and nearly broke FIFA. How did FIFA go from organizing one of the most beloved sporting events in the world to corrupting it? In the early 20th century, football was already super popular, mainly in Europe and South America, where national teams had begun playing each other. So a group of officials in France formed FIFA in 1904 to oversee these competitions and promote the sport. In 1930, inspired by the Olympics, they decided to start their own tournament. The first question was who would host it. Out of FIFA's 44 member countries at the time, 6 place bids to host it. FIFA's Congress, made up of one representative from each country, was put in charge of voting for a winner. But really, this vote was a facade, so there was no bid contest. As such, it was effectively decided behind closed doors by a bunch of convincing men. Eventually, FIFA awarded Uruguay the rights to host the first World Cup, and it was a fitting place to do it. Uruguay had just won the last 2 Olympic gold medals in football, but it also agreed to pay for a lot, including the travel expenses of other teams, and share the profits with FIFA. In July 1930, 13 teams came together to play. Uruguay beat Argentina in the finals and FIFA made a solid profit, mostly from ticket sales. The World Cup was a success. Over the next couple of decades, FIFA decided to rotate the tournament between Europe and South America. But the World Cup wasn't a truly global event. That all changed when it went on TV.
I am very pleased that this country is acting as host.
Once the whole world can watch the tournament, the host nation became much more visible, leading many more countries to want to host. In virtually every country, football has now such a following that no government can afford to ignore it. Through the 60s and 70s, FIFA's membership started exploding. By the 80s, it had close to 170 members, mostly divided into 6 confederations, with their own qualifying tournaments, and the organization kept getting richer. Take a look at how FIFA's profits grew steadily, with almost every tournament until boom in the 1980s. That's when World Cup sponsorships, merchandise, and TV rights became worth millions. All of this money was largely controlled by 24 officials, the leaders of each confederation, and some senior officials like the president. This group was called the Executive Committee, or EXCO. It awarded hosting rights to the US in '94 and South Korea and Japan in 2002. For the 2006 World Cup, 5 countries wanted to host it, and for good reason. The bidding countries spent millions of dollars on a 2-year call-it-APR events to impress FIFA and try to outdo each other by promising new stadiums, hotels, infrastructure, and lucrative TV offers. This became the well-known public-facing side of the bidding process. They had the power to distribute FIFA's money to its member countries for building football fields, holding tournaments, and establishing youth programs. A development money kickback became almost standard practice in certain parts of the world. FIFA leaders began using corrupt practices to gain and retain power. But they had moved their headquarters to Switzerland long ago, and that meant their finances couldn't really be traced to confirm corruption, at least for another decade. The fact that such a small body of men had such a powerful position vested among them, without any real checks and balances, it absolutely made corruption